Hi everybody, it's Melvine and I am coming to you again with another video. This time I'm going to be talking about unemployment benefits and how they have been expanded in significant ways under the new CARES Act. So the CARES Act is that massive bill that was signed into law last week, Friday. So it does a couple of things and basically I'll talk about how it expands benefits for people who have traditionally been able to collect unemployment. And then I'll talk about expanded benefits in terms of people who have traditionally been unable to apply for UI benefits. And that includes freelancers, independent contractors, and gig workers. So if you are a musician, if you're a graphic artist, if you're any kind of artist that basically works on a contract basis. If you call yourself a 1099 worker, then this information will be valuable to you. So under the new CARES Act, there's a couple of things that it does to benefit workers who are traditionally eligible to receive UI benefits. Number one, it provides an extra $600 for a limited amount of time, and those dates are between March 27th and July 31st. So March 27 is the day, in fact, that the bill was signed into law, and then it goes until July 31st. And then also it establishes a new 13-week extension for anybody who has lost their job or became furloughed as a result of the coronavirus pandemic and safety measures. So if, for example, you were laid off on March 27 and you're normally eligible for unemployment benefits of about $200 per week, this bill would give you an extra $600 per week, every week, between March 27 until July 31st. And then after that time, your benefits would drop down to the $200. And that would be extended an extra 13 weeks. So the 13 weeks would take you to about December 25th. Yes, Christmas time. So that's how it works. It's a wonderful program. And so if you have been temporarily laid off, or if you were permanently laid off, and you have already applied for unemployment benefits, it won't go retro, it won't go back before March 27, but it is a sizable amount of money for that window of time between March 27 and July 31st. So do ensure that you keep your eye out for that. Right now, states are scrambling to make sure that their programs are set up, their websites are set up to be able to match what is defined in this act. So stay tuned and reach out to your local office. By the way, in California, our Department of Labor office is called the EDD. And so if you have seen my previous video, you know that EDD is a much easier name than its full name. The full name of that office is called the Employment Development Department. And that's why we call it EDD. So the second part of this act is what's called the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, or the PUA. The PUA extends benefits to people who have traditionally not been able to qualify for unemployment insurance, and that includes independent contractors, freelancers, gig workers, independent farmers. So for example, once again, if you are a musician, if you are an artist, a graphic artist, if you were simply hired to do something and at the end of the year you got a form 1099, if you filled out a W-9 to become that 1099, you know what I'm talking about. And this is something that you may very well be able to apply for. So this program is also for people who are seeking part-time work and those who don't qualify normally for unemployment insurance because they have too short of a work history with a company. and therefore wouldn't be able to qualify under the traditional criteria. So generally it means that if somebody has been working 12 months or less with a company and they were laid off or furloughed, they may not be able, or they may not have been able to apply and get unemployment insurance. Well, now under this PUA program, they would be able to be eligible for that. Now it's time for the states to actually deliver on what this bill stipulates. And state offices have been slammed with demands for just the traditional employees or former employees that have applied for UI benefits, and now they have to really ramp up their mechanisms in order to start to accept applications for these new types of workers. So for example, if you go to the EDD website, you will not see an area where you can simply start the application process. And couple with that, the massive load on the system where they are scrambling to process these claims, you know, it'll take 3 to 4 weeks before people start to get their unemployment insurance money. So in the meantime, so what do? If nothing is up and running for you as a gig worker, as an independent contractor, what do? You start to collect the information that you would need. So you would need to prove income. For example, tax information is definitely a good starting point, but also look for those bank statements. Try to document your income through invoices and transfers, payment transfers into your PayPal, into your bank account, those sorts of things. Start to gather that information, because when that gate opens, if you will, there'll be a lot of people, especially in California, there'll be a lot of people trying to apply for those benefits. So you want to be able to have that information there. And then other information, of course, that you would need is your name, your address, an email address, a telephone number, your banking information, including the routing number and your bank account number. So, so that is basically the information that I wanted to share with you today. Once again, I hope that this has been helpful. And I know this is a time of a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. So I hope that you all are taking good care of yourselves. Please be healthy, stay healthy, and I wish you the best. I'll see you again soon.